Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, maybe wherever you are in this beautiful world of ours. Josée here. I am on a challenge to read through the Miracle Morning book by Hal Elrod. Um, I've been reading a little bit of the book every morning or every time I come on. With my schedule, I never know exactly when I'll be able to do this. But this book, the online business that we work with recommends us to read books, and they have all impacted me in some way or another. But this one has impacted me the most. I have actually two that has impacted me the most last year, and so I decided that I would come on and read it as a live reading. And so today we're on chapter 4. And I don't want to forget, I highly recommend that you read, that you get this book, whether you get it on his website, Hal Elrod, uh, Elrod, uh, or download it or purchase it, or you can even get it on Audible, maybe. It's a great book. If you're looking for a book that will transform your life, this one definitely will. All right. And so, if you want to find out more about how this all started, go back to the first video and read about his life experience and why he wrote this book. It's transformational, but it's amazing what he's done. So, chapter 4 says, "Why did you wake up this morning?" You've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. George Lorimer. And another quote from Eben Pagan. Your first ritual that you do during the day is the highest leveraged ritual by far because it has the effects of setting your mind and setting the context for the rest of your day. Now, I participate to a morning, 7 a.m. morning, 7:30 morning breakfast club, and so we meet online and we share what we're going to do that day as far as business is concerned to move us forward, and then we listen to motivational video together, and so it works for us. So it's great to have the right start to your day. Why did you bother getting out of bed this morning? Think about that for a second. Why do you wake up most mornings? Why do you leave the comfort of your warm, cozy bed? Is it because you want to? Or do you delay waking up until you absolutely have to? If you're like most people, you wake up to the incessant beeping of an alarm clock each morning and reluctantly drag yourself out of bed because you have to be somewhere, do something, answer to, or take care of someone else. Given the choice, do you have a choice? Most people would consider sleeping. So naturally, we rebel. We hit the snooze button and resist the inevitable act of waking up, unaware that our resistance is sending a message to the universe that we'd rather lie there in our beds, unconscious, than consciously and actively live and create the lives we say that we want. Most of us have resigned ourselves to a certain level of mediocrity and unfulfilled potential. We don't like it. We don't feel good about it. We know that there is absolutely another level of success, achievement, and fulfillment that's possible for us, but we feel stuck and we don't know what to do to get ourselves unstuck. You snooze, you lose. The truth about waking up. The old saying, "You snooze, you lose," may have a much deeper meaning than any of us realize. When you delay waking up until you have to, meaning you wait until the last possible moment to get out of bed and start your day, consider that what you're actually doing is resisting your life. Every time you hit the snooze button, you're in the state of resistance to your day, to your life, and to waking up and creating the life you say you want. Think about the kind of negative energy that surrounds you when you begin your day with resistance. When you respond to the sound of the alarm clock with internal dialogue along the line of, oh no, it's time already. I have to wake up. I don't want to wake up. It's as if you're saying, I don't want to live my life, as at least not to the fullest. Many people who suffer from depression report that the morning time is the most difficult. They wake up with dread. Sometimes it is because of a job they feel obligated to go to, or due to a relationship that is failing. Some people feel this may simply due to the nature of depression and its ability to weigh on a person's mind, emotions, and heart without needing a specific reason. The tone of our morning has a powerful impact on the tone of the rest of their day. It becomes a cycle. Waking up with despair, spending the day continuing to feel that way, going to sleep feeling anxious or depressed, then repeat the cycle of mediocrity and melancholy the next day. Not only are people missing out on the abundance of clarity, energy, motivation, and personal power that comes from waking up each day on purpose, but the resistance to this inevitable daily act is a defiant statement of the universe that they would rather lie in bed unconscious than to create a life and live the life they desire. On the other hand, when you wake up each day with passion and purpose, you join the small percentage of high achievers who are living their dreams. Most importantly, you will be happy. By simply changing your approach to waking up in the morning, you will literally change everything. But don't take my word for it. Trust these famous early risers: Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Bill Gates, Howard Schultz, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Albert Einstein, Aristotle, and far too many more to list here. No one ever taught us that by learning how to consciously set our intention to wake up each morning with a genuine desire, even enthusiasm, to do so, we can change our entire lives. If you're just snoozing every morning until the last possible moment you have to head off to work, show up for school, or take care of your family, and then coming home and zoning out in front of the television until you go to bed, this used to be my daily routine. I've got to ask you, when are you going to develop yourself into the person you need to be to create the level of life, health, wealth, happiness, success, and freedom that you truly want and deserve? When are you going to actually live your life instead of numbing, numbly going through the motions, looking for every possible distraction to escape reality? What if your reality, your life, could finally be something that you can't wait to be conscious for? There is no better day than today for us to give up who we've been for who we can become and upgrade the life we've been living for the one we really want. There is no better book than the one you are holding in your hands to show you how to become the person you need to be who is capable of quickly attracting, creating, and sustaining the life you have always wanted. How much sleep do you really need? The first thing experts tell you about how many hours of sleep we need is that there is no magic number. The amount of sleep that is ideal varies for every individual and is influenced by factors such as age, genetics, overall health, how much exercise a person gets, and many others. While you may be at your absolute best sleeping 7 hours a night. Someone else may Someone else may clearly need 9 hours to have a happy, productive life. According to National Sleep Foundation, some research has found that long sleep duration, 9 hours or more, are also associated with increased morbidity, illness and accidents, and even mortality, death. This research also found that variables such as depression were significantly associated with longer sleep. Since there is such a wide variety of opposing evidence from countless studies and experts, and since the amount of sleep needed varies from person to person, I'm not going to attempt to make a case that there is one right approach to sleep. Instead, I'll share my own real world results from personal experience and experimentation and from studying the sleep habits of some of the greatest minds in history. I'll warn you, some of this may be somewhat controversial. How to wake up with more energy or less on less sleep. Through experimenting with various sleep durations, as well as learning those of many others, the miracle morning practitioners who have tested this theory, I found that how our I found that how our sleep affects our biology is largely affected by our own personal belief about how much sleep we need. In other words, how we feel when we wake up in the morning. And this is a very important distinction. It is not solely based on how many hours of sleep we get, but significantly impacted by how we told ourselves we were going to feel when we wake up. I found that that was true too. For example, if you believe you need 8 hours of sleep to feel rested, but you're getting into bed at midnight and have to wake up at 6, you're likely to tell yourself, geez, I'm only going to get 6 hours of sleep tonight, but I need 8. I'm going to feel exhausted in the morning. Then what happens as soon as the alarm clock goes off and you open your eyes and you realize this it's time to wake up? What's the first thought that you think? It's the same thought you had before bed. Geez, I only get 6 hours of sleep. I feel exhausted already. It's a self fulfilling, self sabotaging prophecy. If you tell yourself you're going to feel tired in the morning, then you are absolutely going to feel tired. If you believe that you need 8 hours to feel rested, then you're not going to feel rested on anything less. But what if you change your beliefs? And I'm yawning because I was up 4 times with my dog last night who hasn't been well. So, how do I get around that one? Eh? The mind body connection is a powerful thing. And I believe we must take responsibility for every aspect of our lives, including the power to wake up every day feeling energized, regardless of how many hours of sleep we got. I've experimented with various durations of sleep, from as little as 4 hours to as many as 9. Well, the other variable is my experimentation was actively telling myself how I was going to feel in the morning based on the amount of hours I slept. First, I tried each duration of sleep, telling myself before bed that I was not getting enough sleep and that I was going to feel exhausted in the morning. On 4 hours of sleep, I woke up feeling exhausted. On 5 hours of sleep, I woke up feeling exhausted. On 6 hours of sleep, you guessed it, I was exhausted. 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, the hours of sleep I got didn't change how I felt when the alarm clock went off in the morning. As long as I told myself before bed that wasn't getting enough sleep and that I was going to feel tired in the morning, that's exactly how I felt. Then I I again experimented with each duration from 9 hours to 4 hours, this time reciting a bed affirmation and telling myself that I was going to wake up feeling energized in the morning. Thank you for giving me these 5 hours of sleep tonight. 5 hours is exactly what I need to feel rested and energized in the morning. My body is capable of miraculous things, the least of which is generating an abundance of energy from 5 restful hours of sleep. Restful, sorry. I believe that I created my experience of reality, and I choose to create waking up tomorrow feeling energized and excited to take on my day, and I'm grateful for that. What I found was that whether I got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, or even 4 hours of sleep, as long as I consciously decided before bed that I was getting the perfect amount of sleep, that the hours were going to energize my body to feel wonderful in the morning. I consistently woke feeling better than I ever had before. However, don't take my word for it. I encourage you to experiment with this yourself. So, how many hours of sleep do you really need? You tell me. Now, if you really struggle with falling or staying asleep and it is a concern to you, I highly recommend getting a copy of Sean Stevenson's book, Sleep Smarter: 21 Proven Tips to Sleep Your Way to a Better Body, Better Health, and Bigger Success. It's one of the best, most well researched books that I've seen on the topic of sleep. The secret to make every morning feel like Christmas. This is our last page. Think back to a time in your life when you were genuinely excited to wake up in the morning. Maybe it was to catch an early flight for a vacation that you had been anticipating for months. Maybe it was your first day at a new job or your first day at school. Maybe it was your wedding day or your last birthday. Personally, I can't think of any time in my life when I was more excited to wake up in the morning, regardless of how much sleep I got, than when I was a kid every year on Christmas morning. Maybe you can relate. Whatever the occasion have been that have made you excited to wake up in the morning, how did you feel when those mornings arrived? Did you have to drag yourself out of bed? Doubtful. On mornings like these, we can't wait to wake up. We do so feeling energized and genuinely excited. We quickly heave the covers off and spring to our feet, ready to take on the day. Imagine if this is what every day of your life was like. Shouldn't it be? And it can. The miracle morning is largely about recreating that experience of waking up feeling energized and excited and doing it every single day of your life for the rest of your life. It's about getting out of bed with purpose, not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to, and dedicating time each day to developing yourself into the person you need to be to create the most extraordinary, fulfilling, and abundant life you can imagine. The Miracle Morning is already doing just that for thousands of people around the world, people just like you. All right, so we're getting through this book, okay? Chapter 5, the title is The 5-Step Snooze Proof Wake Up Strategy for All of the Snoozeaholics. So, this is a great book. I just can't say enough about it. And I won't continue because it's going to eventually get tiring to hear me talk about it. But again, I encourage everyone who wants to move forward in their life, wants to recharge, refocus, to get a copy of The Miracle Morning. It is transformational, guaranteed, if you follow it, right? So I'll say goodbye for now. We'll see you tomorrow for our next reading, and have a great day. God bless everyone.